Today we're going to be working on Atemi and how it relates to Aikido practice. So I have some exercises and a small form that we can work on. So first, let's warm up a little bit. Just swinging from side to side. Whatever you're working on today, please remember, keep in mind your center and to try to move always from the center first. So here we're just going to move and just let your arms hang down and then increase the rate and let your arms kind of hit your back as you go. Keep concentrating on your center. Okay, and now just rolling your arms. Loosen up your shoulders. And arms up and down, and bend your knees as you go. Again, totally relaxing your arms. Exhale on the way down. And just open, and then the other side. And work on the knees a little bit. And around. And stretch. Open your hips, just a little bit of warm up. And up. Okay, and breathe out. And in. Eight. So. Keep thinking about your center. And relax. Widen your gaze so you can see all the way around. Okay. Okay, so as I said, today's about Atemi. Let's just take a look at hand position, just for a review. Please make sure your hand is straight. You're not bending your wrist one way or the other, and that your fingers are all together and your thumb is tucked in, so it's not sticking out and get caught. And when you strike with shomen, or shuto, it's called, please hit with the heel of your hand here. Not on this edge here. The bones are too delicate and you can hurt yourself. So hitting with the heel is the most appropriate thing. So that's good for shomen, and it's also good for yokomen. So let's do a little review of shomen practice. Get back far enough. So starting from hammi, hand in front, you're gonna raise up slide your front foot forward and strike. Back, here, up, and strike. Back. And the other side. So obviously we're working off the front foot. You can also step in and do shomen-uchi. Depends on how you're practicing and what your senior teachers are talking about. Okay, so a little bit of shomen practice. One thing that's useful, often you can see people and they're just doing this. So their arm is shaking around at the end. So what I like to do is come down this way and then twist at the very end so I can stop my hand very clearly. Okay, so here, so it's not wobbling around at the end. So that little twist here makes all the difference. It also increases the speed and the force of the strike. Okay. And try the other side here. So it's also, when we're striking, and if we start doing it quickly, it's very important to be precise and accurate, and you need to be able to stop what you're doing so that we don't hurt each other accidentally. Okay, so now let's go to yokomen. So here, off the line, and back. Here, off the line. Again, with that little twist on the end here, makes all the difference. Try to coordinate your strike and your back leg movement so they happen at the same time. That will also increase the speed and the power. Up. Here. Up. And the other side. Here. Up. Concentrate on your center. Try to relax your arms if you find your shoulders are getting stiff. Here. And now try to move a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper. Good, okay. So next, let's talk about having a fist, a proper fist. So begin here, roll everything down, squeeze your fingers in tight, and wrap your thumb across. When you hit something, you want to be hitting with these two knuckles. So this center knuckle should be in line with your arm, of course. So you're not punching like this or like that, you'll hurt your wrist. And then that also lines up with the center of your body here. Please keep it flat this way, because if it sticks out, you're going to hit with these parts of your hand first, and it hurts you over time. So we want to be hitting with those first two knuckles. And don't bend down and don't bend up. Don't bend side to side. Try to keep everything lined up and straight. Okay, so that's punching position for your hands. The punch can be used, of course, like this, like a regular kind of karate punch. This way, it's good to be able to do that. And do some more on the other side. You'll also notice that I'm hard to see kind of because it looks black on the screen, but I'm moving my hips when I punch. Again, generating the energy from the center, it translates into this section around your hips, your butt, your legs, here, then the punch. And an old trick that I learned from karate is to emphasize the pulling of your hand, not the punching like this so you lose your balance. Think about pulling, and your punch will get faster. Here. So that's one way to use the fist. Another way that's very good in Aikido is to come up like this. So you can see this time I'm twisting my hand in the opposite direction. The first punch was this way, coming down. This time, up. This is really great, you know, when somebody's attacking with shomen or a punch and you move off the line and strike to the lower ribs. Right, so we have two methods of punching. Then there's kind of these reverse yokomens this way, where you're striking to the neck, to the jawbone, sometimes to the nose, the face area, here. Okay, now let's put some more action into it. So here, I'm reversing my hip this time. When I punched, I was closing. This time I'm going to open here. Side, open your hip and back. Open and back. Wow. Again, turning your hand at the end to give that crispness to it. Wow. Another way to practice this is to strike very quickly and bring your hand back here. So there's not a lot of time to be moving your hip in any kind of way. This combines with an internal contraction here. It's good for distracting. Again, think not about going out, but about coming back really quick. So, and one we're going to do today, it's unusual, certainly, but it's hitting with the back of your wrist this way. And often it goes up here. Your hand is positioned this way at the end and you're striking with this top part of your wrist here. So it's good for under the chin. It's also good to hit somebody in the ribs, back this way. If you have a bag or some object that you can strike at home with safely, it's really good to practice on the bag because it'll give you a lot of information, a lot of feedback. Here. Here. Boom. Boom. Okay, so with those things in mind, let's start working on our sequence. This is something I came up with during the COVID as a solo practice and trying to relate it to Aikido movements as well. So this red line here will represent the line of attack. In this case, I'm thinking of a punch. A punch is coming. So I just start from a natural stance. I'm going to step and move my back leg over so that I'm clear of that line. Even if I don't block, I don't do anything, I won't get hit. So forward and turn. This is about a 30-degree angle towards your partner, if you had a partner right here. 1, 2. Each knee. See, and let's do left side. Each knee. Some. See. Okay, good. Now, I want to use a kind of a covering block to protect myself from that strike. And you can see, it's just moving from the top to the bottom in a semicircle, half circle. The other side. Okay, it's a lateral movement this time. You can imagine you're blocking with the palm of your hand. This is a deflection or a cover. Okay, let's add that in. So step off the line and cover. Okay, so you have your right leg forward and your left hand out. I'll show you from the back. So right leg steps and left hand is covering. Okay, once more, right and cover left. Okay, once more, same side, right and cover left. And let's change to the left side. So left leg steps in, back leg moving and covering. Here. Right, okay, good. Now, we're gonna add a strike. A typical response in Aikido is not to cover. People would just move like this. That's fine, it's really good. But I just wanted to add a little more level of difficulty and some different ideas in. So this time, we're gonna step and cover and we're gonna strike with a back fist here. So from the side, I'm making a circle again, but this circle is moving forward rather than our lateral block this way. Our strike is going this way and you're hitting somebody on the, on the bridge of their nose. So their eyes will start to water. Here. So those two together, everything. So that's a very effective Atemi to strike someone to the face. Again, with this snapping of the wrist, and you're hitting with these two knuckles here. Okay? Okay, from behind, same side. So right side here. Try to get everything to finish at the same time. Okay, now onto the left side. So imagine that you have a person coming in with a punch, you're moving off and striking. So I would be on the inside of the partner, not the inside of his arm, this way. Boom. 1, 2, 4. Okay. Next part. So 1 here. So the punch is here, the person is here. They still have this arm available. Something went wrong. He got out of the way or blocked it. Now he's punching me again. So I want to move my hand and hip this way. Open your hip. let your arms relax. So we've come to the strike, then we block again here, covering in front of our face. Now we're going to snap back and strike with the palm of our hand to the partner's solar plexus here. So we have one, block, and strike again. Block and strike. Here. Turn around for you. One. So this strike that we're doing now is based on the idea of like Ikkyo. So we've stepped block here, and Aikido we would do Ikkyo. If that helps you. 1, 2, 2. We're changing it a little bit, and we're turning it into a strike here. Let's try the other side. Here. 1, block, strike. Block and strike. Or Ikkyo, boom. And here, boom. Try things together. 1, 2. Side, each, knee. Each. Some from behind. 1, 2. 1, 2. Right. Okay, I hope you're getting all that. Everything's okay. Next part. 1, 2. Now the kick is coming this way. So we're going to do a modified tenkan off of our back leg here, this way. And we're going to block with this arm here, this arm. Kick is coming. Boom. Block that kick. 1, 2, 3. Here. Straight. 1, 2, 3. Here. When you move your foot, bring your back leg in closer to your front leg. That's going to help with the next movement. Okay. Really, the tighter the better. Then you can move forward, what we're going to do in a minute, a lot more easily. Deep stances are great for training, but they're hard to move from. So if I want to move in that direction, I have to bring my foot in and then step. So we're going to get it all together. 1, 2, 3. And as far as the block goes, I'm using the top part of my forearm here, a little bit on the inside, this way. Okay, let's try our sequence so far.
Sorry, Sensei, could we ask if you could show it with a partner?
Is everybody cool with that? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is Robert. He's one of our instructors. He's usually got a black belt in Naka Ima. He's here to help me to do the filming. So, Robert, if you would, let's see, where are we? Take off your glasses. So let's go from this part here. 1, 2. Okay. So Robert's going to come and kick. Yeah, either one is okay. So he's kicking me here. Just hold your leg up. So I'm going to block this way. Sorry, Robert. Okay. So we're moving off here, here, like that. Here. And then we're going to move in a minute. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
Okay, great. Good question. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to step on a little bit of an angle just for the sake of the form. And we're going to use that strike with the wrist to the underside of someone's chin. So you move here this time. This way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. Try to coordinate your feet and your hands. Back. Speed. 1, 2. Here. Here. In a strictly Aikido context, this movement here, 1, 2, 3, we could do a kokyu. We can move in with kokyu from here. Would be very applicable. Here, nice kokyu movement. Boom. Other side. Here, kokyu in. Again, moving from your center all the time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Or the strike under the chin, boom. Both are good. Here. Okay. From there, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, somebody's punching or kicking you from behind. You're going to withdraw your back leg, turn like this. Here, the attack is coming. You gain some distance and you can block here. Here, here. You sense something is coming, move and block. You can close your fist, you can keep your fist open, it's up to you. I like to use my palm and my forearm, the softer parts, to block usually. If you train in striking arts, a lot of times people will use this bone here on the inside or the outside, and it hurts your partner a lot. And if you don't train, and by training I mean hitting things, it hurts you too. So be careful when you're in actual practice. So I tend to use the softer part in the palm or a closed fist. So the whole thing together now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now turn and block. Here, block. Let's go another from that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Now our last bit. 1, 2. This is a good setup for Irimi Nage. Here, around, and down. Here, step. Keep your feet close together so you can turn and throw. Let's see that one from behind. 1, 2, 3, 4. Block. Extend your arm up, around, and down. It's really good and challenging to try to do the Irimi Nage part particularly slow. You keep your balance. Here and down. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 Irimi Nage. And down. Okay, let's take a break from that for a minute, and I'm going to move the camera, or we'll move the camera over to the bag and just study a little bit further over there. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about Yokome Uchi again and how it applies when you're striking. So from here, this way. Here. You don't have to use a lot of force. Try to relax and strike through the bag or object, whatever you're using at home. If you don't have a bag, and probably many people don't, you can just practice in the air. Here, strike. Again, this is when you really get to know that you need to hit with the heel of your hand, this part of your hand here. If I hit up here, I'm going to hurt myself. I can feel it going through all the bones. So please practice this when you can, striking through, and so on. Okay. So that's that one. And here, remember we talked about the reverse punch, reverse twist this way, and how to hit with that. So again, you don't have to hit it hard. Hitting with your knuckles. And what is really useful, particularly for us in Aikido, is if we slide our body forward as we do it. So it's a short punch. It doesn't get a big extension. And when you slide yourself forward, there's a lot of energy this way. The idea is to, when you punch something, is to think about it coming out the other side, not just stopping at this surface. So even if you don't have a bag, you can practice short sliding punch with a reverse twist. Here. Okay. Good, and now our karate chop or reverse yokomen. You can also do that short slide forward and retrieve your hand very quickly. These short strikes, sharp strikes, are very good to distract or startle, unbalance your partner so that you can go on to the other part of your technique. So this, boom, it works very well. And now our wrist strike. Obviously, there's nobody here to use, and I don't want to use Robert for that, but you can practice to the side here. Notice how I move my hand. Here. Now with a little bit of slide in. Here. You can make up your own combinations. It's fun and it's very useful. The last little bit, before we go back to our form, is to practice placing your hand on an object and contracting your muscles in your abdomen down. Look here. Don't recoil and then hit. Just try to put some vibration into it and move the bag. It's hard to distinguish between just pushing like this and vibrating here. If you do the vibration correctly, you can feel it yourself. The bag won't really move very far in the beginning, just a little bit. But if you're really getting like that, you know you're pushing and you shouldn't be pushing. Here. Try to line your body up here. You can see I'm working same hand, same leg. This is a very good practice to do in the dojo when we get back to normal. And you can practice by placing your hand on your partner's shoulder and then vibing them. Please don't do it on the chest or anywhere where there's vital organs because it kind of disrupts your body. That's the intention here. This vibration can be used in regular Aikido practice. For example, if it was Shomeuchi and I'm placing my hand on top of their hand like so, you can vibrate somebody and it unbalances them, it sends them backwards somewhat. Another one is to just place your fingers on the bag and punch towards the bag directly this way without any pulling back and hitting. This is also another way to practice your vibration. Here. Breathe out, contract you down. Okay, so that's some of the things if you have access to a bag, hopefully they're useful. So we'll go back to the other side now. Okay, when we practice Atemi arts, it's very good. You need to be able to do them in different ranges. So one sort of extreme side is very sharp and very hard. Okay, so let's try that now. Let's try to be really sharp here. Oh. And Ikiminage. Sharp and precise. Okay, again, other side. 1, 2. Okay, please try again. Sharp. So everything, I'll get to the, I know what I was going to talk about. I'll get back to it in a minute, but it's winding, just to let you know, winding the body. Here, this movement. To wind, I want to move forward with my right leg. So I'm going to move my left hip back like this, just like we were doing the exercises at the beginning of the class. Now we're going to use that notion of winding to speed up our cover and our strike. Here. Here, wind, one. So winding starts with withdrawing one or the other hip, left or right. I want to move to the left side, so I'm going to withdraw my right hip here. Same thing here, winding again. Here, boom. Wind again, open to block the kick and explode inward here, boom. Then block and then idiminage. So please try that a couple times. I'm gonna walk up and see how everybody's doing. Okay. Oh, okay, that looks good. Wind, so wind your body and move. Here, one. If you'd like to see this sequence, again, I've done a YouTube video of exactly this form, and you can use it to review or study further if you like. Okay, so one more time, sharp. Here, one. Right. Now, let's do the opposite side of that. So we're going to try and move in a very fluid way, very continuous and fluid. No strain, no stress on the body. So here. Here. One, no stopping. Personally, I think it's very important to be able to do both sides of things. And then you can mix hard and soft. You can mix them any way you want. Let's see. That's it. I wish we could all be together. It would be a lot of fun to see you all in person.
Hopefully soon.
That's it. I don't think I've ever talked so much during an Aikido class in my life. Okay, one more time. Here with the fluidity, 1, 2, round. Find your vibration, find your passion here. 1. Move from your center. Don't just do external movements all the time. It's very important to try to integrate Aikido really into your being. So with that being said, thank you all very much for tuning in, and I'll stay on for a few minutes. If anybody has any questions or comments, that would be great, or even just to chat. So thank you very much, Brian, and thanks to all of you.
Thank you so much, Greg Sensei. Domo arigato.
You're welcome. Hi, do itashimashite.
Hi, I'm going to unmute well, no, you have to unmute yourselves, everybody, to ask questions and to join the chat.
Thank you.
I have a question about when you were doing the Atemi near the bag, the Shomanuchi strikes were like the vibration was, sorry, no, we were.
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Could you repeat?
Yeah, I'm trying to articulate my question. I'm sorry. When you're using the back of your wrist and doing it sort of a side strike,
this one or this one?
Yeah, that one. You're keeping your hand there. This is a really small detail. Whereas, or just before that, you were showing how to bring your hand away. And I was just trying to kind of get to the bottom of what the different feeling is there.
Oh, when you move that, like it's more, it's more penetrating. You can feel, when you do this quick back and forth, you'll feel it burning through your body. If you stop, it's more like a blunt force. It causes another kind of pain and different kind of damage, but it's more on the surface or just below the surface. This, anything where you're snapping your hand back penetrates through the body more. So that's the difference between those two things. Hope that answers your question.
Sensei, I have a question.
Yes.
This vibration type practice, how many minutes per day would you say we should do to get some benefit from it?
I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever you can manage. But to get vibration happening, it takes a while. It takes some practice. So don't get discouraged, like if you can't do it right away. Just stick with it. So again, the vibration is the combination of this contracting here, and it also can sometimes be, the winding aspect also gets put in use. So what you're trying to do is to create a bone chain, like a sequence in your body, so that it starts with the center, goes to the pelvic area, then travels up, down, and out, right? Out your legs as well. And one other aspect, when you want to practice to wind, I'm going to pull my left hip back, but I'm going to push with my right leg into the floor, down at the same time. And then you can really start to throw your arms, throw your hands and your arms out very quickly and powerfully, and you stay relaxed. A lot of people misunderstand striking arts, and they think that you have to be tense all the time. But if I'm tense, I can't move very well or very quickly. I have to relax first, then I can move. So it's better just to stay relaxed as long as you can. So the winding here, push your foot, your heel particularly, pull your hip back, push your other foot into the floor, and then whatever you want. So it's important to keep practicing your strikes so that you can become precise. Otherwise, you end up you're trying to wind and your arms are going everywhere, and it's kind of dangerous for people, actually. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, then. Well, once again, thank you all very much. Thanks to Brian Sensei, and thank you all for coming. And I hope we get to see each other in person soon. So stay safe and please keep on with your practice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So good to see you all. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
y'all.
you.
Bye-bye. Thank you all.